Welcome to the fucking show.
Number one, when did you realize and how did you realize that you were homosexual?
I grew up from a person who was prepubescent, who did not think about sexuality, just like most children who are prepubescent don't think about sexuality or intimacy with somebody else, and to a person who developed and recognized those types of tendencies and interests in myself that were romantic, erotic.
How old were you when you noticed you had homosexual tendencies?
I noticed that I was somebody who had feelings, and that were their so-called homosexual feelings at around 9.
How old?
I just got finished there. I said 8 or 9.
Okay, so you're telling me at 8 years old, which is an age at which heterosexual or homosexual children do not begin to develop a sexual attraction for anybody. Male or female.
Well, what I said about me, I can't give you textbook page 6 of what you read. I'm telling you about me. Like I said before,
right,
as I was growing prepubescent, let me finish my point, man. You got to let me do it if you're going to ask the question. When I was prepubescent, I didn't have those kind of feelings, and as I grew past prepubescentness into discovering my sensations, romance, etc., I realized where they were directed. But now we have to go to a break. I knew that was going to come up, but we were talking with Dr. Umar. He was asking me some questions, and I was responding to them as I could. But he talked about the DSM-4 and how there's arguments even among white folks about whether homosexuality is a mental illness or not, and all those kind of things. And my perspective is that I don't care what they say. Here we are. But his question was that he was trying to make a point about me and myself and my own development sexually. And I answered the question that, just like any other normal child, once I had no sexual sensations pre-puberty, and then fun. And at some point as I grew up, 8, 9, heading into teens, I discovered them, and they were as they are. But
one other question for you, my brother, then we can hit the phone lines.
It got to be quick, though, because I got to get these people on this phone. It's
okay,
filled up.
No problem. No problem. Here's the question. Homosexuality. The brother Sean who called in earlier, he did bring the question to you. Why didn't you make it clear that you were a member of the LGBT community?
I'm not a member of the LGBT community, brother. I am not a member of the LGBT community. That's not my come from. That's not my frame of reference. I'm not involved in that.
I got you. I understand that. You do not identify with the LGBT community, but no. You are a homosexual, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Now, why is it that so many homosexual males, black men, but speaking for yourself, okay, why is it that on the one hand, y'all want to be accepted and you want your orientation to be normalized within the community, but at the same time, you're not overt about identifying as a homosexual? In other words, it almost seems as a manipulation, if you would, almost as an infiltration and then later exposure. Why can't it be stated out front that this topic that we're discussing, I'm homosexual, and because of that, my views may be influenced by my sexual orientation? It just seems to be a contradiction that on the one hand you want to be accepted, but on the other hand you don't want.
Okay, you made your point. You made your point, brother. First of all, I can speak for myself because that's all I can do this morning is speak for me.
Yes,
I don't ask for acceptance. I don't ask for acceptance and don't request acceptance or any of that. I don't need that. What I do need people to do.
I understand.
Let me finish my point. What I need people to do is have a rational, black, informed, culturally relevant perspective on the issue, and to rationally engage me about the issue if they choose. I don't walk in a room announcing no sexuality and asking nobody for acceptance. Now, I have no problem. As soon as you asked me about it, I answered at the beat of a drum because I don't have no problem saying that I'm a same-gender living person. Not at all. But it's rarely is it relevant because I don't have homosexual eyeballs that look through the world and everything with a homosexual analysis. I'm a black man in a society who's concerned about the treatment of black people and what happened to the brother who got murdered in front of us on the camera. And I'm a protector of black people and black life and defender of black people and black life. And I'm loyal to you. That's why you're on this show. The advancement and protection of the health of black people. That's what I'm about. I don't go around with no homosexual tambourine. So I don't walk into no room. I don't walk into no room and go, here I am, the homosexual representative. No. And I have to reiterate, because of how people think in the society, that I'm not part of no LGBT agenda, and that's easy to pick up if you do any kind of Google search on Cleo Monango. I'm not involved in that at all. I'm a black man who's a same-gender man who's an activist on behalf of black people.
But if you advocate for acceptance, doesn't that?
But I don't advocate for acceptance. Cleo Monango has not asked you to accept a thing. And if you listen to this conversation played back, you will hear earlier that the acceptance is that's not on my agenda.
But in our discussion, your comments made it clear that you did not support the fact that homosexuality is not a normal behavior. Like, it was clear in your insinuation that you did not agree with me or any of the
I do not agree with you at all. You have an outsider. You have an outsider theoretical reactionary perspective. I don't have that same perspective as you. So of course, yes, it is reactionary. But hold on, brother. Is celebrity still with us? Is celebrity still with us? Hold on a second, doctor, because we have a phone caller.
Go ahead.
Celebrity still there?
Yes, this is Celebrity calling from Phoenix. Hi, Umar.
Peace, Queen.
I also wanted to say that I was very disappointed in the way that the interview was going earlier. It seems that when the young man called in and clarified that you were a homosexual, it made it much more clear to me why you were giving all this pushback to Dr. Umar, because now you know that he opposes your lifestyle choice, and it's coming through in all of your conversation with him. You need to find a way to separate the gay you from the journalist you. Because
Thank you, sister.
It's going nowhere. He's not going to change his position on homosexuality. And so in order for the conversation to go more smoothly, you need to just separate that. He's not attacking you personally, but it's coming through very strongly. Umar, keep up the good work. You know I support you and your work, and have a good day.
Thank you, celebrity, and thank you for making it real clear that you're simply biased and that your perspective is biased, because I'm not coming from no homosexual pushback. That's just not true. I have conversations all the time for black folks that don't even include this issue, but it's relevant to the discussion in terms of some of the concerns that Dr. Johnson has. But oh no, what you're saying, right, what you just got from the Sin Celebrity was simply wrapped up in your bias and your support of Dr. Johnson. It was not based on a factual analysis
Cleo,
of me.
But Cleo, you think you can separate who you are from your opinions? You cannot. There's no way you can be gay and not be an
Stop calling me gay, man. No, let me tell you what I am. You don't tell me what I am. I don't identify with gay and that whole paradigm.
Separate who you are from what you think. You cannot do that. There's no dividing line between I'm homosexual, but I'm not pro-homosexual. That doesn't even make sense, Cleo.
It doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't make sense to you because you cannot fathom what I'm saying. You're caught up in your perspective. You're caught up in your paradigm, in my opinion. Let me finish, brother. I got to finish my comments first. I'm going to finish my comments, brother. Hold on. Let me finish my comments. You have no choice, dude. I got to finish my comments. You are coming from a place of being reactionary. You have a perspective. The sister has the perspective, and that's what's going on here. Anyway, because of time, I want to hear your final question. Because of time, I want to hear your final question, man. Show me the proof. I don't do gay, brother. Now, if you want to come back on the show tomorrow, and we can.
What do you mean you don't do gay?
It's 12:53. Do you have a final question?
Yes, final question. What good is going to come to the black community from the open expression and expansion of homosexuality? What benefit accrues to us by accepting this lifestyle?
Well, I don't know what you mean from a black perspective of an open acceptance and expansion. Let me finish, man. That's why I said don't interrupt me earlier, because I knew I was going to say this to make you interrupt me like you're doing right now. I knew you was going to do that.
Go ahead.
This expansion stuff that you're talking about, all these other kind of things you're talking about, is based on your concerns. I'm not involved. Let me finish, man. I'm not involved. Let me finish, brother. I'm not involved in the stuff that you're talking about. I'm not involved in an expansion. I'm just here existing and doing what I do. I'm not involved in this expansion agenda that you're talking about.
From the gay movement. You cannot.
I am very separate from the gay movement.
Gay and therefore a part of, even though it is now considered normal behavior, that was only because of a popular vote at the APA conference, not because of scientific evidence that proves people are born gay.
It's because of Dr. Umar.
There's no conclusive proof.
It's because of voting that we can vote. It's because of voting that we have the right to now go to the bathroom where we want to. It's because of people voted, despite the white supremacist perspectives of things, that we made the things occur. Well, voting is just one thing.
Not science. Voting is based on all.
Drapetomania was based on so-called science. The inferiority of black people was based on so-called science, doctor.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
But we got to get to
science. Can we agree? Can we agree that
you better do it quick.
Is not a science. Stay with me. Can we agree? This is my first question for you. Can we agree that voting is not a scientific way of determining whether or not people are brought into this word homosexual? Can we agree on that?
We can agree on that, but we got to talk about why I mentioned voting, though. See, I didn't mention voting because I'm crazy, not the sky blue. I mentioned voting because you talked about based on voting, it was taken out of the DSM-3 as a mental illness. That's why I brought up voting.
Right, but here's my question. Listen, if we wanted to,
we're gonna miss your questions for me, man. If we don't hurry up and get on this, because it's 12:39.
If we want to determine, stay with me, my brother. If we want to determine whether or not a certain illness, okay, is pathological or man-made, any illness, I don't care if we're talking about the flu, I don't care if we're dealing with homosexuality, any condition, do you think that voting is a scientific way?
No. You brought up voting, brother, not me. You brought up voting, not me.
I'm asking you the question, though, my brother.
And I answered it.
Because that's how.
And I answered it.
Homosexual. But stay with me. All I'm saying is homosexuality.
Dr. Omar,
be regarded as no.
Look, brother. Sorry, you've already done the DSM-3 thing, and I want to hear your questions. And also, we have a caller. We have a caller too.
Let me make the statement.
Okay, but I'm about to cut you off now if you don't hurry up.
Let me make the statement, my brother. All I'm saying is that homosexuality became normal in 1974.
I know that.
Based off a vote, not scientific evidence.
I know that.
A vote.
Okay.